inflaming them? Are we going to see much more widespread voter intimidation, much more violence in the streets? You would think the risks have gone up.
Intimidation.
I hope we're not at the spot where we're really entering into an era of violence, but it does seem, and I've thought this for the last year or two, just talking to people, that something bad is going to happen, and something bad has just happened.
Okay.
It's just it's
Stream is live.
hard to comprehend, but it does seem to be the kind of thing that we're
Like a
seeing
whole
more of.
thing.
May I bring in a quick voter intimidation clip so that I can bridge to your voting clips?
Yes, please.
After you, please.
Election officials in Arizona are asking the Department of Justice to investigate multiple incidents of alleged voter intimidation, including this: individuals with military-style tactical equipment watching and photographing.
Wow, it's like Star
Military-style
Citizen.
Tactical equipment. You mean nerds in camo?
Wow, I can really hear your wife's TV.
Tactical equipment watching
Yeah,
and photographing people as they
She
drop
turned it
their
on.
ballots
I can't
off at ballot
do
drop
much about
boxes.
it other than
Secretary of State, who is also the
not be able to communicate with you at all.
says this kind of thing is happening more and more.
We've certainly seen an uptick, and we're continuing to report any incidents that we are aware of.
It's not even the show, it's the ads.
To the Attorney General and the Department of Justice.
I know.
Not all
I'll
the
just
people
mute.
hovering around drop
That's
boxes
okay.
are wearing military gear. They've been
Okay.
encouraged to do it by prominent Trump
Still not sure
supporters
where to go.
like Steve
Where do I go,
Bannon.
dude?
They don't like the way some people are dressed. They don't like them in camis. They don't like them, you know.
How do I
in
get
Arizona,
anywhere?
You can have the open
Just looks
carry.
like a
They
big
don't
open
like
hangar.
The top Republican official in Arizona's largest county recently told me he's deeply concerned
Blue?
about the taunting of voters and election officials.
We had people taking pictures.
Really looked
of
like
our
I can go
elections
anywhere.
Workers yesterday, pictures. People taking pictures of.
So every time I have to mute it, it takes me out of
drop
game.
off their envelopes. Why
And
are they doing
unmute.
it?
Don't mute
They're
then.
doing it to intimidate
fine.
people.
Yeah, but you're doing a
Donald
stream,
Trump's
aren't you?
Republican
who cares?
candidate for Governor Kerry Lake has repeatedly
Someone's
raised
big enough to
Sorry.
watch it,
the
then
vote
fuck
will
them.
be fair. You have not said that you
Okay,
will
so
accept
hangar,
I
I've
do
got
have
my
weapons.
I've got my ship.
even if you lose.
How do we get out of the lobby?
I will accept the results
Okay,
of
so
this election.
you got out of
We have
your
a
ship?
fair, honest,
Yeah.
and
Go into
transparent
the
election.
elevator.
Absolutely 100%.
Elevator.
But if you were to lose, and you
There
went
should be
out
some
and they got
elevators there.
Oh, fuck, these are elevators.
As long
God
as it's
damn
fair,
it.
And then-
honest, and
and then,
transparent.
Concourse.
Local law enforcement officials are
Yeah,
finding it
interact.
necessary to assure voters that it is safe to cast their ballots.
Every day I'm dedicating a considerable amount of resources just to give people confidence that they can cast a vote safely. And that is
Yeah.
absurd.
Absurd, I tell you. It's absurd.
Are you on the concourse?
I'm in the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Now, of course, what's happening here is people are
I want to
exercising
see
their
if you like.
rights.
Oh,
and they
there
want
you
to
are.
Ah,
Just
cool.
like
who are dropping off at the drop box because you're only
Oh, look
supposed
at
to drop off
you.
your own vote at the drop box. So
You're like a person.
recording evidence and
I locked my
so
head
this
tracker
is
when I
on
was
your
first
screen.
person moved.
50 ballots.
yeah, or come back 50 times. You know,
I have
that's-
no
that's
idea
what
how to
they're
bring
doing,
up
okay?
inventory or any
What
of
are you
that
gonna
shit.
do?
Where are you streaming?
It's murder.
They complain
Twitch,
about it.
YouTube.
And you're going to ask Carrie Lake if she's going to accept election results
Yeah.
over and over and keep asking her until she says no.
Zoom in on you.
You know, they've already announced that.
The other woman won. Yes, this is a funny story. Tell her.
Well, no, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say the Senate
There you are.
majority could
There I
take
am.
weeks. After
That's
election.
funny.
There was a news report on her old Fox station.
There, I got your
They
stream up on one
flashed the
screen.
winner of the election
Yay.
already, and the Kerry Lake
All right.
lost.
I know.
Now I don't know how this sort of thing.
Now,
happens.
I guess we gotta turn in a mission. Turn in our fucking shit.
We started with.
Why do I get,
you know, they had early results flashing up.
I'm getting
It's they're testing chyrons and they
double
messed it up.
talk.
Or maybe it's. I don't know how often it happens. Maybe it's completely.
Because you're
simple
hearing me
programming.
on the
It's
stream
not
and
me, or it could be just some joker, which always
Yeah,
my
mute the
guess.
stream.
My guess is always some
the stream.
joker
Yeah.
who thinks it's funny.
That's what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be it, right?
yeah.
But you know,
let's
it's
go
pretty
with-
traceable, so you got to be careful
Okay.
how you do that.
So this is how you do it. You go to a panel
They're
here.
not gonna
Yep,
fire-
got
you
it.
know, they're already
Let it load up.
short-staffed. You know, you fight Chiron guys, especially good ones. You know, it's pretty hard to get rid of them.
They're always
Let's go-
introverted, aren't they?
Team all bound.
Chiron,
10 million,
Very
dude.
introverted.
Yeah, that's what I got too. I
They
was
have
just,
that giggling kind of sense of
I
humor.
forgot there's an
which is
interstellar,
funny, and we tried this. It was really funny.
I think you're right.
or I guess
You
it
nailed it.
says unavailable.
So
But
let's go with Again,
where do I buy
news,
guns?
Elections coverage. This again, this debate. We're going to see how they discuss the whole thing. This is number
fucking
one.
losers sell your weapons.
I'm going to spell that one, Oni.
Hold on a second. New
You
Hampshire
have organic data to share with us?
Oh,
We
yes.
always seek to learn more
What,
about
10,
life
11 days away?
There's a store
Midterm
upstairs that had
elections,
guns.
Temperatures are running high.
Temperatures
What are you seeing? You talk to a lot of people.
Well, the number one thing that comes through is that nobody knows
Right here.
really
Oh, no,
what's
that's
going to
yours.
happen.
Frontline
You can
supplies.
Look at the polls,
Yeah,
folks
there
are
you
looking
go.
at polls, but in the end,
Yeah, I want
we're
fucking
not
new
going
weapons.
to know
You have any idea how
What
space
do
rich
you
I
got?
am?
happening in the
I have
country,
nothing.
how the country really feels until
I set it up with
folks go to vote,
Feldmarshal,
and
so
those votes are counted and we start seeing the results.
I wish you could look
in
at
some
your
parts of the
inventories
country,
here.
it
Why
could
can't
be
you
the
look at your
economy
inventories
that's
here?
driving people to the polls. In other parts of
Oh,
the
to
country,
buy a
threats
suit?
to democracy.
Who is this soy boy, and why doesn't he know anything?
Yeah, so
This is
I am
Kate
wearing a
Hart,
suit.
the hot
You're wearing
shot
your flight suit. If
gay
you look,
black
I'm wearing
columnist
armor.
for the Washington Post. He's top of the heap.
Oh man, a lot of the
I'm
people
wearing
over there
the,
are wimpy. He's got wimpy voices, and we don't know.
And those votes are counted, and we start seeing the results.
Rifle?
In some parts of the country, it could be the
Rifle?
economy that's driving people
Economy.
to the polls. In other
A
parts
launcher?
of the country, threats to democracy,
Dude.
threats to democracy,
I
threats to
know.
democracy, threats to freedom.
I'm gonna move
abortion
my
rights
joystick
could be
over
a
to
part- could be a part of the conversation. I was in Pittsburgh yesterday interviewing the current Pennsylvania State Attorney General Josh Shapiro, Democratic candidate for governor. And in talking to him, his message is threats to democracy, threats to democracy, threats to democracy, woven into the economic message, the freedom message, because it works against the candidate he's running
Wow.
against, Doug Mastriano.
Can you upgrade the
who was
weapons?
here in Washington on January 6th.
Try the other one.
Dabbler in conspiracy theories. That'll work in Pennsylvania. But
upgrade-
does the
see,
threat
I
to
don't know
democracy-
anything about
threat to
this.
democracy,
I
threat
played
to
a little bit of
democracy
it, but,
argument
like,
work in other
I'm
parts
supposed
of
to
the
be able to
country.
bring up
We will
tools. I
find
can't
out.
bring up any tools.
That's new. You haven't done that version of.
What's with this
of
ship place?
editing
Is this where you
before.
buy ships?
I like that. By the way, I'm a dabbler in conspiracies, just so you know.
You've been a dabbler forever. Get
This is all ships.
real.
Dabbler. I should give up the dabbling and get with it already.
Okay, am I wearing a
So
different
these
suit
guys-
now?
So this guy and the
let me
Washington
see.
Post and the rest of these, they really got this threats to democracy thing on the
Not
brain.
yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are we talking? What threat to democracy?
No.
are we
Am I?
talking
Am I
about?
wearing
Just a reminder,
armor?
as we know,
Like,
same thing
oh,
in the
wait, look.
Netherlands, threats to our democracy. Same thing in Germany, threats to our democracy. Same thing in the UK,
Well,
threat to our
whoever wrote
democracy.
this,
Yeah.
whoever dreamed this idea up
Go to
as a
Hollow Me.
selling
It
point
might change.
can't
Hang on,
sell.
let me look here.
Well, but everyone's using the term. It has no meaning, though. It has zero meaning,
Inside.
and people just use it as a virtue signal, I guess, or as like the number 42.
Maybe.
What is
you did-
42? Threat to our democracy.
Threat to democracy.
Yeah.
Threat to democracy.
Our
Okay, let's go.
democracy. Our democracy.
I think it was
Who's
just threat
it
to
online?
democracy. It's not our democracy. It's threat to the whole concept of democracy. There's a
Oh,
We will find out.
Hold on.
if you hold
Hey,
Q,
how'd
it
you
brings
do
up
that?
like a whole thing.
Democracy,
Yeah, but why isn't
threat
it
to
doing it for
democracy.
me?
Threat to democracy. Okay.
yes, threat to democracy.
Hold Q.
All right.
I
so
am,
let's
I
go
am.
back to two of this
Nothing's
group.
happening.
on election night.
You talk to a lot of people too. What do you?
Yeah, well, I know. I know
Do I
what's
have
going to
something
happen.
else?
It's my job to have full confidence in my knowledge.
Controls.
I mean, all we can do is
Onfoot
look at the
controls.
polls over the last.
How do I
On
change
foot.
my fucking
And there's been a
shit?
significant swing to the Republican Party. And if you want to know how the polls have done this week, there's more swing to the Republican Party. You see
I don't know how to
shifts
change
in
my
the
flight
ballot, which party do you
Why
want to
isn't it
control
not working?
Congress? You see shifts in places like Georgia, where Herschel Walker, in a series of polls, has been leading. And I think if this trend is real, you can expect this trend to continue in the last several midterm
Doesn't
elections.
bring
In the
anything
last
up for
10
me,
days, there was an additional.
You got to go to your menu and
swing
look at
toward
mode
the
switches and see what it's
against
put
the
down to, I
president's
guess.
And so
It
once
is.
these
It
things
is
are
cute.
rolling, they tend to continue. So it's possible, of course, the Democrats will keep the House, but
Mode
538, the poll with
switches.
the organization,
Bought that. How do I
says
change
it's
my
down to about a
suit?
20% chance. And so the
Oh,
odds
wait.
are just hurling against the
Open
Democrats.
Insight Hub.
And you could say,
Oh,
hey, we've
okay.
come
Is
back
that
to
what it
normal.
is?
This is a
Yes.
president whose approval's in the low 40s.
Oh, okay.
It's just normal for his party to lose a lot of votes. And I think that's
Look,
certainly
buddy.
I have
true
it set as
of the normal midterm election.
And then what makes it?
A few
Yet.
weaknesses in
I
the
do
Democratic
think.
approach have
So,
been revealed.
how do you
One,
control the
they
wheel?
just haven't been able to get over.
It's your arrow keys.
And Biden had these big
Oh,
economic
okay.
packages, but somehow they have
Squadrons,
not
power
said
play,
that Democratic
codex,
economic
commander.
approach. We want that. Of the voters voting on the economy, 70% favor the Republicans. Crime, they've sort of missed that.
Okay, yeah. So I got my
Organization
Dominator
found that
suit
the number
on.
of people who say crime is
Primary
increasing in
weapon,
their
Karma
neighborhood
AR-50.
is increasing at the fastest point since
Primary
1972.
weapon, Karma
Yeah, so let's grab some
CX-44.
crime.
Why do I have more than one primary
And
weapon?
blame it on Trump.
Secondary
I
weapon.
want to mention one thing about
I don't know
the
how to equip
Pelosi
any of that-
situation,
any of
which
that
is they
stuff.
never bothered to mention that San Francisco is crime-ridden. It's a crime-ridden city.
It is.
And it's largely because the cops don't care anymore, and they don't get the backup of the DA.
How do you equip it though? Hold on.
No, maybe the Democrats
terminal?
can win. I don't know.
Terminal
It's
and
just
go
a
edit
bad
loadout.
attitude. And so,
Oh,
it
for
goes
F's sake.
back and forth, and here we go.
Who is saying that? Who says that?
Capehart, the black columnist
That
from the
guy?
Washington Post.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, he's just whining this whole time. Here we go, clip 3.
So I have also my
President is,
default
you know,
loadout.
comfortable
So if I
enough in
use
his own
that,
skin
does that
where
change me into
subliminally
my?
his message is do what you
Does that
need
change
to
me
do.
into my flight
Do
suit
what you
now?
need to do to win.
And you were saying that's
No,
one of the
come on.
things you talked to him about in your interview with him last week. I do want to say we
create a new loadout for
of
combat.
what's going on in Democratic thinking when the hot mic between the president and Chuck Schumer a couple
Fly
of days
suit,
ago.
okay, cool.
We're not going to place
That's
it
what
up.
I have,
Essentially,
too,
what
two
they said
loadouts.
was that the debate in Pennsylvania wasn't hurting as much.
Oh man, we're not gonna sound up on that. No, we can't have that.
That's
happen.
exactly why I stopped it. When she said that, I'm thinking, what kind of a news show are you? You're not
Oh,
going to play the hot mic clip? Why?
Yeah, you look different.
Okay,
I
so
have the,
yeah, that works.
I have the.
Why wouldn't you?
Do I look different?
Because it
Wait,
reflects
let me get out.
reflects poorly on them, of course. Man,
Yes.
you're
Cool.
getting yourself back on your
Okay,
speakers. I don't know why.
probably get some consumables.
I'll fix it in the mix. We'll fix it in post.
It looks like I'm set up. I don't
Because I
know.
can just bring in ABC on this very topic. Let's see how they handled the. We're not going
We'll
to.
find out the hard way, I guess.
Journalist actually said
So,
we're not going to sound up on it. Hold on.
Thinking when the hot mic between the president and Chuck Schumer a couple of days ago. We're not going to.
I have
place
all
it.
those
Essentially
guns.
What they said
in
was,
my, I have 2 primary weapons and a secondary weapon.
She didn't even have to say that. She could have said. She could have gone straight into essentially what he said.
You're right. It would have been more professional insofar as obfuscation is concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Just go straight into it.
In my flight suit, I do have
We're not
a
going to pay because we can't.
just my pistol. That's cool.
Our bosses will be mad.
John Carl.
In the meantime, John, you're aware of this other moment making news tonight. This moment on the.
I assume you can change your loadout before you leave
viewers,
your
President
ship too,
Biden,
right?
And Senate Majority Leader Chuck
I
Schumer
don't
there.
know.
Schumer can be heard talking to the president about the debate in Pennsylvania
You must
between
be able
Democrat
to.
John Fetterman, of course, who is recovering from that
Oh,
stroke,
yeah, this is what
and Republican Dr. Oz. Of course, a race that could determine control of the Senate, as so many races could here. Our team listening to the audio closely, and Schumer can be heard telling the president, quote, "It looks like the debate didn't hurt us too
Does it
much
say
in Pennsylvania, so that's good," he
defenseless
said.
on me
And then he
too?
said, quote, "We're picking up steam
I
in
guess this would
Nevada."
be your.
But John, obviously, this speaks volumes about how closely they're both watching these razor-thin races for Senate.
Was there anything else in the
I should,
hot
like, put
mic
some
that
gear
they
on.
were omitting there? Because I have to be honest, I didn't.
I haven't heard it either because these guys are. I doubt it. It's just
Get
a
like shoulder
normal
pads,
kind
dude.
of- I mean, Biden can't hear him anyway, so there's.
But they take it as a total positive. See, their spin is, hey, he said, it wasn't too bad because, they
kick ass.
Oh, this is to like buff up your. This is just looks,
They got no
right?
problem with that.
I think it just looks.
They don't care.
So we go to clip
What's that
4
in
here
your,
about a little bit about
Cosmetics.
We go to 2 more clips about Fetterman.
Oh,
direct.
see
This is
cosmetics?
a 3-parter, and then
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Okay, all right.
Knee pads and shit.
Elections 4.
But on Pennsylvania, David, you had John Fetterman
Does
the
it say
Lieutenant
you're,
Governor, against Mehmet Oz, the celebrity TV doctor. A lot of comment afterwards about how the stroke that Fetterman had in May has had lingering effects. What did you take away from that?
Yeah, well, I saw the debate the next day because I couldn't watch it live, and I read the
Senator
articles which
Geer.
said that he was struggling. I was unprepared for how much he was struggling.
Okay.
God, it's like
he's
a
honest.
torso
Now, I
thing
want
too.
to deconstruct this.
Uh-huh.
What he's really saying is he read the
shit.
reports, but then when he saw it, it said he was struggling, but then when
Should I
he
change your
saw him
pants?
struggling, he said, "Oh my God!"
Oh, this is a lot of
this
stuff
guy
is for
over,
sale,
This guy's
okay.
really struggling. In other words, the reports in the Washington Post, in the New York Times, were inaccurate.
Excellent
He
point.
read the newspapers thinking he was struggling a little because that's the way they did it, because they don't want to, reflect poorly on the Democrat Party, these papers.
Yeah.
And so when he actually saw it, he says, "Oh
There
my
we go.
God, this is 10 times
Oh,
worse
yeah.
than they portrayed it. This is what we're getting
you
here."
buy all
That's-
that
and
stuff?
that's what
'Cause
he
I don't
actually-
have any,
He
like,
doesn't
free-
know
oh,
that he
free
he
stuff.
did that little slam against his own publications. But
No, I mean, it was just in
that's
my
what
ear.
That's what he said. He says, I read, well, whatever, and then he saw, oh my God, it's not even nothing like I read. That's not good.
But that's reality. That's what it is. That's the world we live in.
So here we go to a couple clips on Fetterman by the same group of
Oh, okay. So the ones that are lit up, you actually have.
Now, the clip 1, I think,
Yeah.
is the funniest of the 2. But
Wow.
let's go with clip Fetterman CH1.
But the ones that are
No, I don't
blue
have the
ones.
Fetterman.
Okay.
I'm sorry, wait.
I have NH Fetterman 1.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. NH Fetterman.
I was unprepared for how much he. Communicating is part of the job of being a senator, and maybe he'll recover. And and maybe he'll be fine. We pray so.
So the goal is controlling the U.S. Senate, not representing the voters. Controlling the
being
U.S.
competent.
Senate. Controlling.
Yeah, these guys are these guys are nuts.
Out of control.
And and Brooks tries to be, pretend to be a Republican or anything but a Democrat. But he's a Democrat. He's a registered Democrat. He's writes
Like,
with
come
the
up with a whole
Democrat
theme here.
angle, and if I was a Democrat, I'd vote for Fetterman. Even though the
Shuttle
guy can't
controller.
even speak a sentence.
Local shuttle. Long range shuttle.
Because as far as I'm concerned,
Oh my God, you can book shuttles anywhere you want to go.
It reminds me of the guy that used to be a California politician. Says if I put a donkey on the Democrat ticket, he'd get voted in. And
Out of range.
Okay, let's go ahead. Here's
All right,
Fetterman
so not
2, and it's the
everywhere.
end of it.
Watching John Fetterman was a halting experience. But I do think for a lot of voters, sure, it is legitimate to have questions about whether the person can do the job. But you mentioned Senator Kirk. We also had Senator Van Hollen who had a stroke. Senator Ben Ray Lujan had a stroke. Having a stroke does not prevent you from having the competency to do the job. And I think that, if anything, it, in an odd way, humanized him, because he's not the only person who has ever had a stroke, who has had to recover from a stroke. And I think it made him even more relatable than he already was, which was his big calling card in his campaign. So, yeah, I think as halting as it was, I don't think it's disqualifying.
The debate.
Listen to that.
The debate online, which included Kara Swisher, who has had a stroke, still has, by her own admission, a hole in her heart. And her soul, probably, but the hole in her heart is fixable.
Not a whole bunch.
Maybe that mic is a little bit too
and
hot,
she was
so I can hear the
defending
other
Fetterman,
person on that conversation.
Really, lashing out at people.
Oh, really?
And
what?
No, she's got her
is a
phone out
normalization
as well.
of strokes, which, as we know, are happening on quite a regular basis. Just want to add that little.
So I don't have the clip, but I should have gotten it.
Dirk
The
Scout?
View
Dirk
had
Stout.
that Sunny woman. She went off on this Fetterman thing.
Ooh, a boyfriend.
Condemned. Oz.
Yeah, there you go. You get the whole lowdown.
Maybe I should probably fucking kill the stream then.
Oh, he bullied a man with a
Well, I'll mute.
That guy shouldn't
That's
get
what I'll
voted in. So it's just like the whole thing is like whatever. You could be, you know,
But it was okay.
brain
But it was
dead
okay.
up there.
It was okay for Joe Biden to say, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black."
Yeah, that's fine.
It's also true.
Well, she's lucky, I guess.
Speaking of, let's just check in before we continue with just a few more loose ends here.
Go to my
on the
hangar, look at
political
the
scale
ship.
of the United States of Americas, because we also have Europe to deal with. Here's our vice president.
I love Venn diagrams. I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis about where there is the intersection, right? Yeah, I see people, you agree with me, right? So, okay, so I asked my team, I brought props.
This is the proof that you are correct, that our vice president is blasted. She's baked. This is something I could say at some point in my life. Could be like, you know, I really love Venn diagrams. You know, the way they kind of come together and they overlap and your focus is drawn right to that. That's cool. That's essentially what that was. A stoner.
Yeah, stoned.
Stoner. Which is too bad because it's just a stoner to stoner. I can get along with her in the Venn diagram world.
You probably could get along with her fine if you're both baked and laughing at everything.
Why do I keep getting connection errors? Fuck's sake.
Hey,
Okay, I gotta get rid of your screen.
Yeah, probably.
Are you holding? Makes good sense to me, Cam. Obama got heckled. I have to say, I think it was a setup. I think it was slick. It's too long to play the whole thing, but I don't know if you happen to see it.
Damn, that's pretty ship.
He was on the stump in Detroit for Whitmer.
For Lance.
So, and cause you have to have the video, really. That's what I clipped it, but then I realized it doesn't work without the video. So a guy's heckling, don't even know what it is. And Obama, he starts his typical, like, stutter.
You want to switch to L2 or you want to do another round?
And there's no security or anything.
We'll switch to L2. I just want to finish making this character
a guy
now.
in like a gray raincoat
Okay,
hood,
I'll pop
and
off
someone
and,
else, and they're pushing the guy out, and Obama transitions right away, you know, without acknowledging the guy has
See if
already
that
been kicked
server's
out.
up.
He's like, you know, so that's why we got to work together, and I mean, he was prepared for it. It's well worth watching. It's in the show notes, the link. But I thought that was pretty decent. He's learned a lot since the media had to cover for him by cutting out 15 minutes of him basically stuttering into Heckler's trap. Remember we had that.
Yeah.
Did you?
It's a classic.
Did you know that something changed with the Electoral College, and that change makes it apparently was done? Was it done? When after Ross Perot ran, that something was changed that makes it almost mathematically impossible for
Got that mountain internet. It's all them hills, man. see if that pops up, and